Well, thank you very much, Catherine, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to start by acknowledging that we meet on the land of the Kaurna people, and we know it's the traditional lands of their people, and we respect their spiritual relationship with their country, and we also acknowledge the Kaurna people as the custodians of the Adelaide region, and that their cultural and heritage beliefs are still as important to living Kaurna people today. I'd also like to acknowledge the Honourable David Basham, Minister for Primary Industries and Regional Development, Stefan Knoll, Member for Schubert, Zoe Patterson, Member for Ramsay, Ray Border, Chair of Food SA, Catherine, of course, CEO of Food SA, and also I've got Leonie Muldoon, who's the CEO of the Department of Trade and Investment. That's the department that I head up. As I said, great to be here today. It's really the first food event for the year, Catherine's saying, so we're really looking forward to that in such a great location, and what's really even better is the fact that we're able to do it at such numbers in person. Catherine's saying this is the biggest numbers that we've had at a breakfast, so that's fantastic for South Australia, and I think really good to see people out, and of course the backdrop of the Adelaide Zoo. And of course we're here this morning to recognise another Hall of Fame award winner. This award is the most prestigious award within the South Australian Premier's Food and Beverage Industry Awards. The award itself is designed to recognise either an individual or a business that's demonstrated ongoing high-level success in their designated profession and who has made a significant but also sustainable contribution to South Australia's food and beverage industry here. In terms of the previously recognised Hall of Fame inductees, I know we've gone through them before, but they're really household names here in South Australia, and we really would like to make them household names not only in Australia but also internationally as well, because they certainly do stack up. And I'd just like to acknowledge those companies as well. So Barossa Fine Foods, Balfour's, Nippies, Golden North, Almond Co Australia, Maggie Beer Products, Roban Men's, Haig's Chocolates, Thomas Foods International, Bierenberg Farm, Michael Angelakis AM, Drake Supermarkets, Bickford's Group, San Remo, and of course Cooper's Brewery, who couldn't make it this morning. But it's certainly an amazing achievement to be a Hall of Fame award winner, and this morning, as I said, we're recognising our newest inductee, who is into the Premier's Food and Beverage Industry Awards Hall of Fame, the 2020 award winner. So I'd like you to join me in congratulating Matolo Family Farms. Now, I know many of you probably do know, but for those that don't, South Australia grows 80% of Australia's potatoes, and Matolo Family Farms is the largest producer amongst those South Australian producers. Certainly, as the Minister for Trade and Investment, we're always looking to assist companies to grow, to see how they can get access to export markets. And so we're really interested and pleased to hear when companies are growing, and myself very interested to hear about Matolo Family Farms, significant expansion plans to both your processing, the packaging, distribution and administration facilities, and then out of that what your plans will be to increase exports. So maybe Frank, I know you've got a Q&A session coming up, and we really look forward to hearing a bit about the history of your business and what your future holds as well. Really looking forward to that. But just in terms of the overall sector and all of you who contribute to that, it's a really major powerhouse of the South Australian economy. It's one of our traditional industries, of course, that we really value here. So that, amongst with mining and defence, are real core economy drivers here in South Australia, and then also looking to build out into other future-focused industries that are going to be sustainable in the long term. But certainly, in terms of those powerhouses, the food, wine, and agriculture sector really is an important lever to help grow our economy. It's really part of our growth state plan that we've got as a government that focuses on areas of competitive strength where we compete globally as well as nationally, and is also future focused into the future. We've got an ambition to grow the state's economy by 3% by 2030, and I know for individual businesses, 3% doesn't sound like a lot. Businesses say, well, we can do that quite easily. But in terms of a state and trying to move the dial for a state, that's really, that takes a lot of effort. And so that's why, as I said, we've set about our growth state plan, where we really try to look to grow, to work with industry, listen to what industry needs, how we can assist them. In terms of food, wine and agribusiness, we launched that sector plan late last year, myself and Minister Basham, and it sets an ambitious plan to really grow the economy of the food, wine and agribusiness sector from $15 billion, which it was in 2018-19, to $23 billion by 2030. Of course, that relies on listening to industry, finding out what levers and what roadblocks can be removed to help all of you grow. One of the ways we're looking to help grow that 23 billion is by expanding export sales into specifically the Asia Pacific, because that's where a big growing middle class is. Of course, that with our premium food that we produce here in South Australia, can really make inroads into that market, but also to our traditional markets as well in the UK and also the US. If I talk about one of the ways we're going to do that, we're opening up trade offices to provide that on-the-ground market intelligence and also those introductions to distributors and importers in country. We've traditionally had a presence in the UK just through our history of being, our own colony previous to Federation. So we've got our Agent General office there in the UK. So of course there's a focus on them also to provide trade services, not only into the UK but into Europe as well. And then also we had some presence in China. Since coming to government, the Marshall government has put in place a significant expansion of that trade office network. We've put a trade office into Shanghai. We've also got a trade office in Tokyo in Japan, and also a business development manager in South Korea. We've also got really looked to the US as well. That's first or our most largest investor by country into Australia. It's also our second highest export country as well. So we really see that as requiring focus. Because of that, we've set up a trade office in Houston, in Texas. Now, if you look at the Texas economy, that's over $1 trillion economy just in itself. So if that was a country, that'd be a substantial country. So we've got on-the-ground presence in Houston. Recently, just in November, have opened up a trade office in New York as well. So that basically covers off the central part of the US, also the East Coast there, and we're currently advertising for a position on the western coast in California to bring that link together and really give coverage to what is a really important country for South Australia. We see great opportunities there, exporting in country there. We've also got presences in the Middle East, in Dubai. That was opened up in June this year, so in the midst of the COVID pandemic, and more recently just opened up a presence in New Delhi in India. So this gives us a lot of on-the-ground presence, which even without COVID, would have been vitally important. As I said, provides those introductions and linkages back here to South Australia. But the fact that COVID has really shut down international travel, both in and out of the country here in Australia, means that you can't go out and let the world know about your great produce. Instead of that, we've got our trade officers to assist you and provide that on-ground market intelligence and also those introductions. One of the ways we are looking to do that is, obviously connecting virtually as well. So having virtual B2B matching sessions or in-market videos as well to give countries and importers and distributors a real understanding of South Australia. Our B2B matching programs are really beneficial where we can actually send out to our trade officers produce or wine, beverages, so that actually can be tasted and we can have understanding while actually being able to talk about it virtually, so the business owners here from Adelaide. So we see that as a really fantastic tool going forward, even when international travel comes back online, be able to have that way to also connect with markets and really about help growing you as a business, to help you export, and in so doing will be a fantastic way where as a state we can continue to grow our economy as well, because your success of course is the state's success as well. So just before I conclude, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank Catherine and your team at Food South Australia for the role that you've played in promoting the industry and also in working in conjunction with the Department of Trade and Investment to sort of make sure that the sum of the parts is actually bigger as a whole. Your efforts really do underpin our rightly worldwide earned reputation of premium food and beverage here in South Australia. And I think the other thing I'd say about the South Australian response to COVID, that actually from a worldwide perspective, that healthy way that we've been able to get through and navigate the process actually resonates well with other countries as well in terms of our food and produce, because they see that, you know, we're a healthy place and that our procedures are, you know, world class, and that certainly helps in terms of putting that story across in terms of processing and manufacturing food and beverage here. Finally, I'd like to congratulate Frank and the Matolo Family Farms on your well-deserved award. It's a great company, it's finding success here, and, you know, really congratulations to you on joining the other Hall of Fame inductees this morning. So I really do look forward to continuing an engagement with all of you as Minister for Trade and Investment. You know, any issues that you have, I'm more than welcome to come up, talk to me about them, and I'm certainly do my best to assist you as best as possible, because you know, you're doing great things for the state and really want to promote that at every opportunity. Good morning.